Those views. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Supercoach Hub podcast. This is the deadline stream. We don't have Largs, but we do have Timu, Kevin Rudd. How are you, mate?
I'm mediocre right now. We've just seen some news that's dropped by Honeyball. One of our
Yes, it's
sponsors,
good.
Hassan Khan's availability is up in the air right now. Apparently, Bethel is going to be joining the Renegades squad in game 2 of round 1, which means you basically can't pick Hassan Khan at the moment just due to their international quota with Seifert and Evans already in that side.
Yeah, well, you're spot on. Like, it says basically right here in the Gades media release, Jacob Bethel will be unavailable for this match due to his international commitments with England. He's scheduled to join the squad ahead of the Renegades home opener in Geelong. So as we know, that's the second game of the double. But also, does that affect Duckett as well?
I don't know. Like, do you pick Joe Clark now? Like, obviously, I've had Seifert for about 3-4 weeks now, but like, if you were to pick Joe Clark and Duckett came into that game too, actually, when is like, I think the Gades second game. So the Gades second game's Thursday. The Star second game is Wednesday. So maybe it's like touch and go for Bethel, and Duckett will be all right. But I don't know. It's a bit of a curveball, and I was saying to you just before the pod, if Curran was to fail tonight, my backup captain and the only one out of the gates that I actually had confidence in was Hassan Khan. So it's quite a big curveball when we're an hour and 5 minutes out from 4-1.
Yeah, well, I mean, literally, if you don't have the coin to go from it, you'd think right now that Sutherland's got a bowl in that second game.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, do you pick Sutherland and like risk game 1 him being just that 7th bat, maybe bowling 1 to 2 overs, and then the second game he gets his overs? Like, do you risk that, or do you then pivot to like a Josh Brown who's in form lately? Do you go to a Tom Rogers, a Fergus O'Neill, some of those guys whose role is a bit more solid? It's a bit weird, but in terms of the captaincy, I am lost. You might as well even just go Matt Short in a single if Curran fails.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if Khan plays one game and then he's out, that just says to me that whatever Sutherland bowls in the first game is a positive. Like that's just a
True.
bonus.
Mm.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khan was going to be there for both of them, I would have been happy not to pick Sutherland on the double. But now, if obviously Khan's going, Bethel's coming in. Jesus, that's annoying.
It's such a weird situation. Like, again, pre-pod, I was saying to you, is Khan flying over here for one game and then leaving? Like, he's coming from either Pakistan or America. I can't remember where he's actually living in at the moment, but he's coming over for a maybe 24-hour flight to play one game while he waits for Evans and Bethel and Seifert to leave way later in the tournament. It's strange for the signing now that Bethel's available.
Yeah, I mean, so who are their 3 internationals?
So they got Seifert, who's
Seifert,
locked, Evans, Laurie Evans, and
which he'd be
Jacob
locked.
Bethel now. Yeah. So
So it's Khan, Bethel, Evans, and then Jesus. That's actually well, you're right. How long have we got until literally under an hour and 5 minutes until lockout?
Yeah. And the funniest thing is I noticed last pod you had that little thing under your name as the king. Look what mine is tonight.
Hassan Khan Preacher. Yeah, well that's gone up like a
I
fucking
made that before the pod, mate. It's fucked now. It's completely ruined. The timing of it is absolutely crazy. It's fucked. So yeah, it throws quite the curveball.
We're gonna have really gonna have to keep the eyes on tomorrow night.
I know. It's like the thing is though, I've been watching Hassan Khan's ownership go up and up because I was really keen on him as a pod. I know when we spoke on when did we do the pod? Wednesday? When we did the pod on Wednesday, I know I picked him as one of my 3 pods just purely because like I couldn't believe he was just in 3%. I know he was just added to the game, but It's gone up to 8% now. I wonder if that's going to keep rising by the time that the Gades announce their 11 tomorrow night, with people being a bit thrown off guard by this Bethel situation that's going on. It's
I
I don't
think
know.
so. But I think anyone that has access to Twitter will definitely have the information. They've just got to see it. It just
Yeah.
seems to me like you're tonight. Obviously, I think I know Richo and Morris needed to tick a box to play, so to speak. I think they'll be fine. We're,
Mm.
we're really lucky that tonight is Perth and Stars. Like we're
Oh,
so
yeah.
fortunate that that's
I
happening,
know.
especially with like the Webster situation, and then obviously, well, now we know Maxi's not playing, but
Yeah.
tomorrow night is going to be interesting because honestly, I think you kind of have to pick Sutherland now, and I hate it because I was so off him. Like
Yeah.
I think you've got to pick him because the second game of it, who else is going to bowl? If he gets through the first game unscathed, then surely.
Mm. Well, no. Well, that's another thing we're not even considering. Bethel just takes Collins overs. Bethel's a spinner in his own right as well.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
Sutherland doesn't. Like,
but yeah. I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
very red.
Yeah, but I mean, I know Supercoach aren't very good for their DPPs, but Bethel does have that
Ollie
bat bowler
Poe,
who can
hello.
bowl. Like I mean, he has bowled in previous T20 comps though. Like Bethel can bowl, and I don't know if they want that second spinner. Obviously, like in the preseason, I was speaking about how Josh Brown could potentially bowl as he was their only second spinner option besides Zampa. If they still want a
Mm.
second spinner, now they've got Bethel coming in to replace Khan. I don't know, it still muggies the waters for Sutherland's overs as well. Like, you can't just go, I don't think in this BBL comp you can go 16 overs of pace and just 4 overs of spin. I think you
No,
need a bit
God,
more
no,
than that.
absolutely
So,
not. But in saying that, if obviously Khan's a lock to play the first game, which is we know that, but now that Bethel's coming back, what like is there a scenario where they just don't play one of the other guys? They're going to play Seifert.
yeah. They have to play Seifert. They don't have another keeper. So the only guy that they won't play is Laurie Evans. But do they leave Laurie out? Like, I don't know,
That
because they drafted Laurie, so I don't
yeah,
think that they're
exactly.
just gonna all of a sudden favour their replacement signing over Laurie. That's the problem here. So they're locked in on Seifert because he's the only keeper they have,
Mhm.
and then they're going obviously when Bethel gets here, they're clearly locked in on him. That just leaves Evans and Khan, and surely they go with the guy that has had really good success with the Scorchers in recent seasons, and they drafted him over a Khan that was in that open draft pool.
I just don't understand, as you said, why on earth Khan would be here for one game.
I know it's so annoying as well because his numbers were really really good in that major league tournament and like his previous tournaments coming into this BBL, and he was really good in that practice match. Like he batted above Sutherland at number 6. He took his 2 wickets, only made one with the bat, got out early, but I know that he is very capable of the stick. It's just I don't know. It's really hard to tell, but like I know there is up in the air who they play as that last international, but I don't think you could pick Khan and bank on them resting Evans or Seifert won't get rested. But I don't think you can pick Khan in the hope that Laurie Evans doesn't play. It's too risky for mine.
Oh, nah, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like he's
it's
available for
yeah.
the second game.
I know. Where did
And
this come
Khan,
from though?
Gade's media release.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, where does this come from? Like the last thing I heard about Bethel is that he might not even come here just because of his workload and England cricket won't hold him back. But the fact that he's going to be here for the second game of round one, potentially, according to the gauge, is unbelievable. Like it's
Does
just
that When do they play? Oh, when's their second game? The 19th.
Yeah, it's the last game of the round on the Thursday, I believe, in Geelong. So
Third
yeah,
test. Stumps. It's day 2. Maybe it's because New Zealand are looking like absolutely slaughtering England at the moment.
so sorry, I'm really not great at tracking the overseas matches. Are you telling me that England is still playing right now against New Zealand?
Yes,
What
mate.
the hell?
Third test. Third test, right? So New Zealand
Yeah,
lead by 340 runs at the conclusion of day 2.
but they're going to keep batting on because they're only 3 down, and then England have another innings. Say that goes for two more days, day 4. That
It's
takes
not,
us to like how I know the only thing going the way is that this test is in New Zealand.
but
Like
it's
if it
not
was
going to go
in,
4 days.
yeah,
It can't. If it can't,
oh,
it's day 2. Like they just finished day 2. Day 3 is tomorrow.
yeah,
It's Does that
it's
mean
too
that like
much.
because England are cooked right now, they're expecting New Zealand just to roll them over?
I don't know. I guess so. But like, it's just even if there is the slightest chance that Khan plays now, I don't think I can do it just because the Gades themselves has literally said that they expect Bethel round in the game too. Like, how can you pick Khan for one game? You can't. You'd rather pick a bloody Connolly or
Oh,
something if that was the case.
Supercoach wise, there's no way you can fucking pick Khan right now.
Yeah,
Absolutely
this
not.
is bad. Like, I want to get rid of my Hassan Khan preacher little name I've got down the bottom there. I wish I knew that fucking 3 minutes before we did the pod
it's
instead of it dropping as we did it.
it's difficult. It's very difficult because if you've got no coin, where do you go?
That's a thing. Like, I had my last bowling spot as Salzman or Buckingham. I've kind of
Hmm.
called on Buckingham purely because I saw something just before we go on the pod as well that Doggett potentially the strikers are still pretty optimistic that he's going to be there for that game 1. I know he wasn't released yet by Australia, but I saw something that they're still optimistic that he can still be in that squad. So I kind of called on Buckingham for that reason, and also that Thunder strikers practice game that you ended up getting some stats for. Some of the
Mm.
names that were playing for strikers, it was like Harry Menenti. He's not even on the list. It was
No,
a
I think
Liam.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ben's
it
brother.
was like
Yeah,
it was their seconds basically. Like there was
it
no
was
good
very
strikers in that team.
yeah.
So I know Buckingham took 3 wickets, but and it was against a Thunder team that was actually close to their 11, besides a Warner and a Rutherford who's coming. I know
Mm.
he got 3 wickets, but just because of the amount of the players he was playing with, I don't know if he's in that best 11 calculations for the strikers at the moment, if Duggett is available. So I either have to go a loop in Salzman or I have to try and find some K to go up from Khan to Sutherland, which I don't know if I want to do. I think I might just have to settle for a Tom Rogers or a Josh Brown at this point.
I was not big on Sutherland, and you know that better than anyone, but
Yeah.
I think that is the most obvious and logical replacement.
Yeah. I
Like
don't
he's
know.
just
Like, do they want that second spinner there? That's the only problem. Like, obviously, Khan's the second spinner in the first game. Do they then roll out Beth or even a long shot Josh Brown as that second spinner in the second game and Sutherland's overs are still limited to 2? Like,
mm,
we gotta remember he only bowled 2 in that practice game. He hadn't bowled before that for like a month or 2.
yeah,
Um, he's the captain. He had been captain in a lot of tournaments. I had a couple of looks at that. You know that top end 20 T20 tournament that was played in
yeah, up
Darwin?
north, yeah,
Yeah, so I looked at those numbers just because like Fergus O'Neill played in it, Jordan Buckingham played in it, a few other semi-relevant players played in it, and Sutherland played in that as well. He was the captain in that, and he didn't bowl. He was under an injury cloud at that stage, playing as bat only. He then played a bit of Shield, a bit of one day cricket, didn't bowl very much, re-aggravated his injury, and since then he's bowled 2 overs in that practice game. So I still don't think he's going to bowl himself that much. it's very grey area right now. I just wish Khan was solidified for 2 games, to be honest.
Oh,
It's grey areas.
is there any merit? I was gonna say, if you had a single game week player on field, would you loop them with Bethel?
Oh no, you couldn't play Bethel for 1 game, I don't think. Like
No,
I
no,
know
no, no.
he's
I
he's been
agree, but
doing
like
awesome.
looking forward, because if he like obviously they've got another double coming up, and
Yeah.
if he bowls, you're already one up on everyone else.
You like after round 4, but you're 1 down on everyone else for round 1s to 3.
Yeah,
Instead,
so
if you
all you need is your single game week player to pop, whether that's
yeah.
Connolly, a Richo, oh,
Mm.
literally whoever. Just
Yeah,
food
well,
for food.
well, at the moment, I've got 9 double game players, including Khan, which I'll probably have to move on to someone. But I've got 9 double game players plus an Overton, Short, and Jai Richardson. You'd probably hope that one of them 3, if not all 3, score a good single game week. So I get what you're saying there, but I don't even think like even if I was guaranteed to get good scores from my single game week players, I don't think I could start a Bethel. Um, I think his role is still a bit up in the air. He'd probably take that Khan role of batting 6 and bowling 2 overs.
Surely he's not going to bat at 6, is he?
Well, because you got Brown, Fraser McGurk, and Seifert. They're locked in that
That's
3.
locked.
Evans is locked in that top 5. Whether it's 4 or 5, you're not sure. But Harvey
He's
did
so
bat at
versatile.
4
It won't matter
double.
if he's at 5.
Yeah, I don't know if he drops down to 6 though. So I think you've either got Bethel at 4 to 6 and bowling 2 overs. I don't know if I don't know. It'd take a lot of balls to pick him, not even playing the first game and stashing him there.
I don't
Like,
think you can pick him, honestly.
no,
I
you
really don't
can't.
think you can.
No.
All right. Different question. Who are the
Yeah.
strikers and scorchers you're starting with?
I've got Thornton, Overton, and Short, and if for some reason Buckingham was named in that 11, I'd probably pick him as well. So probably them 3 to 4 at the moment.
So, oh, you and your fucking Jack Wildermuth bullshit. My God.
Mm.
My God. My
Yeah.
Just because someone is injured doesn't mean a genuine turd nugget turns into a piece of gold.
No, I've said this. I've said this. I do not think Jack Williams is a good player. I do not at all. But if you actually look at if you look at Heat's squad at the moment,
No.
if you look at Heat's squad at the moment, all right. So I look at my TV right now. 3 of their squad is playing in this match: Kawaja, Labashane, and McSweeney. Then you
Yep.
look at Nisa, who's injured. Johnson's injured. If you actually look at an 11, you'd expect maybe Vidler or Presswitz to fill in for Johnson for 1 game. And then there's
Yep.
that
Agreed.
Nisa spot who has a hamstring tendon at the moment. He's, at the moment, from what I've read, isn't due back till mid-January. So that's like round 5 onwards. So you get that
Mhm.
round 3 double. Again, I'm not saying Wildermuth is good. I'm not saying Jack Wood's good. But whoever they choose out of those 2 players, for that niche a replacement role, then
Yep.
they're gonna be pretty damn good, I think personally. Like just as your last bowler spot with that DPP swing, worst case scenario, they become your loop, and then you can, I guess, plan for that round 3 double. But the only reason I was going to be able to afford that instead of a 39k player was picking a Tom Rogers over Will Sutherland, but it looks like I'm going to have to find that cash again and pick a 39k player, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. See, I'm more than happy to pick him up. Like, opportunity doesn't turn shit to good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's had
No,
one good game, and given he scored like 150 because he took like 3 poles and made 40 or whatever it was. But
yeah.
like, I'm happy to
Uh,
wait.
it's more the role though. Like I think they actually bat him above Bartlett, so I think he bat 7, bowl 2, anywhere from 2 to 4, maybe 1 to 4, who knows? But I don't know, a 58K bat bowl, would you rather just start that and if he pops, you've got an extra in round 3, or would you just rather pick a 39K that you might not even get beyond round
No,
1?
I'd rather put 12K
Like,
on top of him and get Ashton Turner. Simple, which is what I did.
it's yeah, it's hard to find though. Like I'm really struggling in that like last bit of cash.
Yeah.
I know I've flagged that maybe if the Scorchers bat first, I might turn Joe Richardson into Connolly, and then obviously I'm getting Joe Richardson straight away in round 2.
Well,
Um,
yes. Yeah.
so if I did that, then there's the cash right there, easy done. But I don't know, that last bowling spot, because I've already like pretty set on my team, like everything is set. Uh, I don't know. It looking like
Um,
it's a free swing at Wildermuth or Jack Wood or Buckingham or Basley, whoever gets that spot in their side, I'm just gonna pick, honestly, as
yeah.
that just free
No,
swing.
I agree. Like, I reckon, I don't know. I've seen, and I don't think this is directed at the people we converse with because a lot of them, they like to plan for the future rounds. But there's a few teams that I've seen around and they don't have any scorchers.
No,
They
yep,
don't
I've
have
seen that a lot too.
they don't have any strikers. And like
Yep.
there will be a high percentage of single game week players that outscore double game week players. And you just got to think
Oh,
like
yeah.
I know Richo's coming in. Well, he has been injured, but he is quality. He's a quality cricketer. And let's be honest here, who do the Stars have?
Not much.
Like
Not much at all.
when you read their top 3, it's not scary. They're probably going to
Oh,
open with one of Rogers or Harper and Joe Clark. If Merlot's in the team, they're essentially starting one down. Like
mm,
what? I just and Connolly, like I remember last year against the Thunder. Scorchers batted first. They made like 180. And then all Richo and Morris and Ty and Berendorf, all they did was restrict it. Connolly came on in like the 15th over, bowled 2 overs, and he took like 3 for literally fuck all, and he was the highest scorer of the game. Like they
mm.
clearly they're not a selfish team. They're really not. And it just makes me think like if Stars bat tonight, Jesus, we could be going to
But
sleep at 9:30.
I've been saying it all week. I'm praying the Scorchers bat first. I'm praying
Absolutely.
just so there's
Absolutely.
a total for bloody the Stars to actually defend here. Like
Yep.
eh, Glenn Maxwell out was good for Supercoach. I've said that before. Like he was going to be in everyone's team, so I think it's good that we're going to get a little bit variety here. But it's bad for the Stars if they bat first because it's pretty weak. It's a weak side, like,
Well,
and it
it's
has been
not a
for
good
years.
side. No,
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 it's not.
it's not. And I think
Yeah,
especially being at Optus, if it was at the MCG, it'd be a different story. But being at Optus, that's just like I don't know what the betting odds are, but Jesus Christ, if Perth aren't short favourites, and I'm talking like short, that'd be a good jump on because I just don't see unless there's something like extremely unusual, like an innings of the year type operation from say a Cartwright or a Stoinis or whoever, then surely Perth are shoe-ins here.
mm, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm surrounded by this Hassan Khan news, to be honest. Should we get into some
Yeah,
questions? I think that's what a lot of people are here for.
absolutely. Right. This news might screw us up by Arson Dragon. Hopefully you don't go for Arsenal, mate, because we'll never
But
speak to you again.
he actually
But
said
this
that at 11:44 a.m. though, so I actually don't know what he's talking about, unless he can see the future.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, maybe you knew. Um,
Yeah.
and we're just going to reiterate again. News has dropped that Bethel is going to be available for the second game of the Renegades' initial opening double game week, which basically, due to the international players quota, means that they can only play 3. And you would imagine that that 3 is going to be Seifert because they have no other keepers. Laurie Evans, because obviously they bid on him very early and wanted to get him across from Perth to the Renegades, and Bethel. He'll just take Khan's spot. So,
Yeah,
as we took a fair bit of time talking about, I don't think Khan's an option anymore.
which sucks, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely it does, which it's very, very annoying. Thomas Jack sends in, how are we? Actually, honestly, fucking hot, mate, because the aircon doesn't work in this room and it is cooking. Joshy, how are you?
I'm good. Thomas Jack's a good lad. He was there for a lot of our AFL season, so it'll be good to
Yes.
see him. And honestly, I'm gonna put this out there now. The AFL pod might not be too far away with the team picker rumored to be out on Monday, so that's something to
Yeah,
keep our eye up.
that's
Yeah,
very, very interesting. That's
yeah.
I won't be looking at that for another 6 months, but
No,
each
neither
their
would
own.
I.
Tysonius, Sutherland or Milne to replace Khan? I think it's got to be Sutherland.
Well, one thing I've been looking at lately a bit too much. I've got a little bit of an addiction, probably more so I'm not working on the weekends, but I've been constantly monitoring Khan and Milne's ownership just because I want them to stay pods. And Milne's stayed pretty low. He's still only in 3% of sides. So I'm going to say Sutherland just so no one else gets onto Milne, to be honest, because I'm pretty confident
What's
about him.
what's Sutherland's ownership?
Sutherland's ownership has been high for ages. It's 39.1%. So there's a lot
Interesting.
on him. There's a lot on him.
I don't
Jake
like the.
Fraser McGurk is the highest owned player that I'm against, and he's in 50.5%.
Yeah, same
He's
here. I've opted to go
yeah.
Brown instead of him.
Yeah, Josh Brown, don't get me wrong, Josh Brown's form was just as bad as Fraser McGurk's about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Or
Yep.
probably even sooner than that, actually. But since then, he's played a couple of grade cricket T20s where he got like 30 off not many rocks, 80 off not many rocks, and then again against the Stars, he was awesome off not many rocks. So I think you save that 16K going Brown over McGurk, and yeah, I think I'm just more keen on a Brown. But at the moment, back to Milne. Milne is in. Jesus, he's pretty damn low at the moment. Milne is in 3.6% of sides, and he plays in less than an hour, which I'm really excited about. Like, I'm really keen to have him as an under 5% pod. I think a lot of people are getting scared off his BBL 10 that he played 3, 4 years ago when he only took 5 wickets in 12 games. But I was led to believe that that was off the back of a back injury. He was playing
Yep.
on roads half the season, playing for the Thunder. And I just think he's a lot more improved now. Like he can hit 150 plus kilometers. This guy, he's played for New Zealand since. He's played in the
Yep.
100 most recently, where he had a really good return. I think we're talking about today. He had 12 wickets in the last 7 games in that tournament. So yeah, I'm really excited about him being in under 4%, to be honest, at the moment.
Joshy, we've got some
What's that?
breaking news. The final
Here we go.
11 for the Scorchers. Keaton
Yes.
Jennings, Finn Allen, Cooper Connolly at 3, Matthew Hurst at 4, Ashton Turner at 5, Nick Hobson 6, Ashton Agar 7, Richo 8, Ty 9, Berendorf 10, and Lance Morris at 11. Connolly is an
Who's
absolute lock.
no? Who's batting first? That's why I
We
want to
don't
know.
know. I've got no idea. No
Fuck.
clue.
Well, I'm telling you now, I will change Joe Richardson to Connolly if they're batting first. But if not, I'll be keeping Joe Richardson. That's
Oh,
a
good
pretty
luck.
big factor. It's Stars to bat first. So I'm keeping Joe Richardson. I'm
Yeah, I
keeping
like
Joe.
that. Stars batting first.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this could be an early night.
But the thing is though, man, like I'm gonna end up with Connolly and Jai in my
Mhm.
round two team. But I think I just prefer Joe Richardson having his basically 4 overs. If not, Stars would be done early and he'll play a big part in it over Connolly just purely because I don't know. I think I really want Jai if they're bowling first.
Don't get
So
me
yeah,
wrong, I really like. I'm currently looping both of them. So
yep,
I've got Connolly and Turner on the bat bench, and Richardson
yep,
and Thornton on the bowling bench, and
yep.
just purely for the like. There's a world where Turner doesn't bat. There really is.
There is, man, but like at 5, I don't know. I'm like you. I had Renshaw at that first batsman bench for 4 weeks. It could have been a whole
Mhm.
month. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but in the last 5 or 6 hours, I've turned that to Turner just purely because he's got that round 2 double over the round 3. You're
Yep.
obviously already kind of set for the round 3 double with the Stars. I don't think we've really spoken about this as we've only done one episode, but I'm going to be using my 2 boosts just bang bang straight away because of the doubles are heavily ended to the start of the tournament.
Yep.
You can kind of plan for it weeks in advance towards the back end. They're a lot more scattered. So I think bang bang. I'm going to use 4 trades, heading into round 2 and round 3, and I think as a result, I think I can afford to go Turner over Renshaw. Um,
Yep.
so I'm with you on that, and I did have Wildermuth there as that heat player, but it's looking more unlikely now with Khan out,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I did send some very abusive messages towards you when I read what you were doing regarding Wildermuth, and I don't
He did.
apologise for it.
Uh,
Next question.
yeah.
All right, yep. No, go, mate.
I was going to say, as I said, I do not think Wildermuth is a good player. I don't think he's a good player. I just think that with Nason not coming back to mid-Jan, you look at the Heats team, they've got fucking no one else, man. So
No, they
50K,
do not.
yeah, 58K bad bar. I just thought, why not? Why not?
Yeah, but no, not Wildermuth. Corey saying, I think I'm going Connolly and Rogers over Khan now, I reckon. Honestly, I 100%. Yes. Um, Boomer Star, we have alluded to this. He'll be there for the second game. And it's a 2020 game. He's coming from New Zealand, mate. Like this, it's not. Geez, Carey's just smoked that
Yeah, I
shot.
saw that as well.
Sorry to be sidetracked. It's probably his best shot of his career thus far.
Oh, come on
But
now.
just like he's coming from a test game. He's literally done nothing. Yes, they've been in the field for a bit. He's not going to be on, just normal a normal flight. He's going to be business flight, feet up, no worries, recovery over the ditch. He'll be fine. Like it's 20 overs. If you can't play 20 overs after a flight like that, then what are you doing in international cricket? Do we have any more? Oh, this bloke, Supercoach Big Horse. Good luck this
Legend.
year, gentlemen. Thank you,
Legend.
mate. Thank you very much. If you know who Big Horse is, he does a fantastic job with Braino over at Insight Fantasy. They are amazing. Check their Discord out, check their pages out. And
Yeah.
yeah, everybody get on Braino's back because he does send me feet pics. And I don't know, it's a little bit weird here and there,
Well,
but sometimes I do enjoy it. So, we want to encourage him for a little bit more.
I have
Ryan.
something to say on this actually.
Oh, Jesus
Um,
Christ. Here we
this
go.
might change your opinion on Brain. I was talking to him just before the pod. He's
Yes.
informed me that he, at the moment, has no Matt Shorts. How do you feel about that? You don't feel good?
Fuck we. Why? No, we love Braino. And
We love
always,
Braino.
always. Don't pick a player just because someone said you should or because they like said player more than you do. Honestly, there is no worse feeling. And I'm not just talking about Supercoach here, talking about any kind of fantasy sport. There is nothing worse than when you pick a player that someone else has conned you into or told you to or persuaded you into picking and they shit the bed. Stick to your
Absolutely.
guns. Don't be a sheep and follow everyone else. Ryan Searles wants to know Sutherland, Jedwards, or Milne to replace Khan. Honestly, I hate to say it because I don't really like the pick, but the upside's huge, so I'm going to go Sutherland.
I don't know. I'm still probably going to go Milne over that just because he probably is a he's probably a forced trade when he is to go out, and that's why I wanted to pick Khan because we're picking. A lot of people are picking 8 to 9 doubles in round one. You've got to
Yep.
trade someone to get these strikers and scorchers in, and that's why I really liked Khan. I really liked Milne. I liked these guys that we only had for 2 games because other than that, who the hell are you going to trade out to get these scorchers and strikers? Um, I've actually really warmed to the idea of keeping Seifert instead of trading him to a Hurst and
Mhm.
using other guys to get in those round two double players and then a Seifert to Philippi after round two. I've
Yep.
actually really warmed to that. Initially, I was just going to go Seifert to Hurst to Philippi back to Seifert, but I think now I'm going to hold Seifert for a bit. But I think Milne just purely because you do need someone to trade out, and I think I think he's going to score well. I'm really scared that he's not because Largs is already going to hold it to me if he picks Milne and he fails because I've talked him
Yeah,
up a
where
little
where
bit.
the
But
fuck is he tonight?
I don't know. But one thing I'm going to say is this was going to be a solo pod by you. Do you reckon you can you can pad for a minute or two while I piss?
Yeah, mate. No worries. No worries. All right.
Legend.
All right. The Milky Bar kid can't keep up with the big dog, so he's got to go. Next question. Oh, this is a shame because we actually could have got him to answer it. Is it worth getting Wildermuth, though, and then getting Renshaw next week in order to fund stuff because of this garbage Khan situation? Don't pick shit players for the sole purpose of picking shit players. And when I say that, you got to think about it when you're wanting to fund stuff. Like why do you want Renshaw now? Sorry, why do you want Wildermuth now? Why? You drop 12K onto him, you get you a Turner who's going to have a double. You wait till, say, when the strikers play, why not drop Wildermuth down to a Buckingham if he's going to play? Like, I don't, just because a opportunity has opened up. Like, what's Wildermuth done in the past couple of years? Warmed a bench, mixed shitty Gatorade. I just wait and see. Just because Nisa is injured, you would assume and you would think that he's going to take that role. Doesn't mean that he's going to do well in that role. Like it's just wait, be patient. I know it's a short season, but you can wait. Get your bench set up, get it nice and right. Like you don't have to pick these players for the future just because you think it's going to happen. Sometimes you want to see it actually come into fruition before you jump into it. And I know obviously that's a little bit hypocritical because we've got to pick our teams before seeing any kind of form, but just wait. Like I'd be much rather preferring of getting Renshaw than Wildermuth right now. Joshy, we're going to move on from that question because there's no way that I'm spending more time listening to you talk shit about Wildermuth.
Yeah.
Scooper de Fuego. Jesus Christ, I'm not reading that out again. The Connolly news, well, he's listed at 3 tonight. He should 100% bat there. And going off what Voges said, they're trying to increase his bowling load as well. So I'm more than happy to pay 118K for a bloke that's batting top 3, should bowl, and has a double coming up. And you can loop first game. More than happy.
I'm
Corey.
just a
Oh, yep.
little concerned at the moment. So I've just been obviously when you're padding, I've been reading the chat and everyone was saying that Webster's at 6. Stars haven't posted anything, but cricket.com.au have done the 11s. Rogers is at 1, Clark's at 2, Harper's at 3, and I'll just have a little note here. Harper's got the keeper, little brackets
That's
next to him. So
disgusting. That's
Clark
actually
does not have
disgusting.
the gloves. Yep, Clark doesn't have gloves. Stoiner's at 4, Cartwright at 5, Bo Webster at 6. How do you feel about that, Scoops?
There is no way you can VC Webster now. No way.
No, but shout out to Damien Ma. He said on Twitter today that there's a good chance that Bo Webster bats at 6. And honestly, when I read that, I thought you're crazy. There's no chance he bats at 6. He bat at
That's
3. But yeah, it looks like we've got Bo Webster at 6. But I don't know when you've got guys like Peter Seal, who's 40, Brody Couch in your team, I still think Webster can get his 4 overs. So I think 6 and 4 overs still not 4 overs, but I think 6 and 2 to 4 overs is a good roll still.
I am
So
100% on Curran with that. Like that's
yeah.
disgusting.
I agree. Well,
And
yeah.
the
I mean,
flips-
yeah. Well, the thing that was in Bo's favour was he was going to be batting 3 and 2 to 4 overs, opposed to Curran batting 7 with guaranteed 4 overs. It's now Curran batting 7 guaranteed 4 overs against bloody Bo batting 6 with 2 to 4 overs. So yeah, 100% correct there, Scooby.
that's
100% correct.
nah. And if anyone doesn't have Hamish McKenzie in their side with the Stars batting first, absolutely lock and load him.
And
100%.
yes, that's another note. He's at 8, which I expected. Did you know? I know you know, but just for the viewers, he made 42 at a strike rate at 155 in the practice match against the Gades in a game that the Stars severely struggled. They really struggled against the Gades in the batting, and he made 42 off not many balls at 155 strike rate. So that's just
And
an
at
added little bonus.
69K,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
genuinely perfect.
yeah.
I
I know on the
just,
Wednesday pod I was a bit worried just because that first game's at Optus, but that price batting at 8, bowling 4 overs as the number 1 spinner, it's pretty damn sexy, I
oh,
think.
absolutely. And with the second game being at the MCG. So Corey said, I've liked Meredith for ages as last bowler, but means I have to go Philippi. Drop
Yeah,
down and get a double.
yeah,
Honestly, like Flip's good. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
Meredith isn't. He's not Jai Richardson at 130K tempting.
yeah. He's not. I must say though, like if if Meredith had a double in that first 4 rounds, I would have picked him
Lock,
so quickly at
100%.
83K. It's just a shame that I think his first double's like round 8 or something. So I know cash gen is still as important in this game as double game week players, but you can still do it by picking guys like Mackenzie, guys like Thornton, guys that are under 100K with like Turner, Renshaw, these guys that are under 100K with the doubles early. I think they've just edged themselves out over Meredith, which is unfortunate, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to go to a little shout out via a Thomas Jack segue. Honeyballer predicted Connolly at 3. I believe he's been batting there in other matches too. Absolutely, he has all the centre training wicket that they've been doing, centre wicket training that they've been doing. Sorry, and intra club, all that kind of business. Connolly was at 3, so that's where I presume Honeyball's got it from. And again, bang on, absolutely bang on. Joshy, you're going to answer this one, and I want you to go for a couple of minutes because, again, I need to go and take a very, very quick piece.
All right. Do I just drop Finn Allen down to a cheaper Renegades option / Connolly because at the moment Khan being out blows up my team? This card news, honestly, I'm with you, Scoop. It's such a curveball. Like, I've had him as my captain in the last couple of weeks since he's been added to the game, just purely because I don't trust any of these Renegades guys at the moment. But dropping a Finn Allen, I know a lot of people don't like picking international bat-only players at a high price coming into the tournament for the first time, but I think the theory has been debunked a little bit with more so the English players that are struggling a little bit. So I think Finn Allen against the Stars, he could really come out with a massive knock in the first game. So do you drop him down to Renegades cheapie or Connolly? I'm not too sure. There are a lot of Renegades cheapies though. If you're in that Connolly price range, like you've got in that range, you got Rogers, you got O'Neill, you've got Josh Brown, who has really come up in ownership lately. I think last high I checked, he was in 18%. So I would, it's hard. I would do it if that's the only avenue that you've got to cover this carnage. But if there's another way that you can do it, I would maybe hold Finn Allen as a pod. But just have an eye on actually getting him in for that round 2 double because I think he might be one of the top guys. And I can see I can't click the comments because Scoops is host, but I can see that straight after that comment you were next with Connolly at 3. That's pretty good as well. How many overs does he get though? Because you've got Jai Richardson, you've got Dorf, you've got Ty, you've got Lance Morris. I'm assuming is in that 11. Yeah, he's at 11. You've got Agar, so that's 5 bowlers right there. That could be 20 overs gone. So Connolly is at 3, but does he get 1 to 2 overs? Does he get 2 to 3, 2 to 4? It's a bit up in the air. What else do we have here? If Kyle plays well, surely let's play him in the second game. I don't know if they do that, Magnus. I don't know, purely because, as we said, Seifert's their only keeper. Laurie Evans they actually drafted, and Khan was picked as a replacement player. So I think they picked Bethel just purely because he's coming over from New Zealand to here after playing a test game. I don't think they would waste him time to come over to a trip to Geelong just to sit in the sheds and run water. So, and even if it was a slight chance that Khan could play, I don't think I have the balls to pick him for 1 game and gamble that he gets that spot if he plays well in the first game, which, to be honest, I think he can play really well. Batting at 6 and bowling his couple of overs, and he probably would have taken a wicket or 2. Here you are. I'm way past this question. I've started to go on to the next questions, but I can't click comments. So
Yeah,
I'll
good. I
tell you
don't
where
see
we're
you.
at.
Fuck all, mate.
We're probably up to Thomas Jackson
Perfect.
Stars batting first. Scoop said no. Boomster said Khan up to Connolly. So click on Boomster, Khan up to Connolly, because that's what we're up to.
Hang on. Khan up to Connolly.
6:38. Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. Like, I'm huge on looping. So basically, all my on-field players are double game week players. They're all double game week players. But then I have Connolly with the emergency in the bats, Richo with the emergency with the bowl. And basically, if they go 80 plus, then I'm going to be taking them over. Sorry, I've explained this terribly. I need to take 2 scores out of Connolly, Richo, and Matt Short.
I
So,
like it.
I mean, looping is your friend. And, like, ranks are so fucking congested at the start of a season. Like, the difference of 10 points could be 500 spots. Honestly, just if you can loop, do it. But Khan up to Connolly, I can't believe I'm saying it. I'd prefer Khan to Sutherland. If you've got Sutherland, then yes, Connolly.
Just a little note here. A lot of comments saying that Supercoach app has crashed. So I hope people had their team in order because we are 20 minutes away from the first ball and the app has crashed, Scoob. So I hope people weren't playing around with their team before it happened. Because there's a lot of
I've
comments.
still got the app open, mate. So no wuckers here.
This is not loading, but yeah, that's my Supercoach app right now.
That's
So I
perfect.
think I'm
That's
set.
exactly what we want. And before we go to the
Yeah.
next question, Jesus Christ, I don't think we've had this many people join into the live stream. Joshy,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one guess. How many people do you reckon are watching us 2 delinquents talk about a fantasy sport right now?
I had a look earlier and we had 51 in, so I'm going to say
No.
it's dropped a bit because we're a bit retarded. Maybe 40, 30?
Even if you put a 0 behind it, you'd still be 200 off. There's
Oh, you're going up.
600,
You're going the X numbers though.
632. Absolutely. That's our
Are the
audience.
X? I don't know. Are the X numbers cumulative or actually live right now?
No.
I don't know.
That's who's viewing it. It's because I've got 599 tabs open on my phone, and I've just got us 600 times there. I'm not Scoop Scoopa de Fuego. Gee, get an easier name, mate. Fucking hell. Lads, is it time to get Ty over Finn Allen then? If it's not much of a target. Oh. So with something like that, who do you prefer in their double? That's all I'll ask you. And who do you prefer? Go with that one because it's not going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the question is, who do you prefer for this game? I think I think Scoop, if he's keen on both of them, he'll end up with both of them round 2. Do you maybe go Ty now that Scorch is bowling first? Do you reckon? I know Finn Allen's going to open, but what do the Stars put up 80? There's not much to chase down.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, Jesus Christ, it could be an early game. It really
But
could be.
everyone can rejoice. Supercoach is back open.
Oh, wonderful.
It
There you
took a
go.
little bit, but how typical! 17 minutes before ball one, and they've finally fucking fixed their app and website. I mean,
Oh,
seriously,
God.
seriously.
Disaster. Multi-million-dollar company, and they can't
Oh,
even get DPP positions right. Thomas
yeah.
Jack, any interest in Harper? Looks like he's keeping. We'll loop him on. Bit risky to start, but could be handy on
You
field.
know, man, 58K with the gloves at 3. It looks so good, but I wasn't one of those people that burnt by him last year, so I don't know. I
Again,
don't think I
it's
could do it.
just because someone has the opportunity doesn't mean they've got the skill.
Yeah,
Look at
I
like
agree.
it's just.
But
I don't condemn anyone going him, but it's not for me.
I think what we need to speak about though is that currently 15% of teams are choosing Joe Clark as a bat only, no gloves, nothing.
Good on them.
So
15% of people that us and our viewers will have an advantage on if it goes our way.
yeah, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard. Like I was saying when you were at the toilet, there was a question about Finn Allen, and I was saying that the Kiwis typically, I'll say typically because Gupta was shit last year.
Yeah, he was,
The
wasn't he?
yeah, the Kiwis typically adjust a lot better than the Poms do.
Yep.
And internationals in general, like De Kock was deplorable last year, and we've seen like so
Oh,
many
fuck
Poms really,
Quinton.
really fail. Yeah,
Dead set, fuck Quinton.
mate,
Oh,
he was deplorable. But I think it's really good that I know you don't really pick players off practice games, but I think it was really good to see Seifert could get that 30 off not many balls in that practice game. Like he adjusted to the pitch well, had the glove, had the stumping, had the catch. He's who I'm going with, but I don't think I could pick Joe Clark against the Scorchers and the Heat bowling lineup without the gloves. I don't think I could do that.
no. Nah.
No.
Nah. We'll go to a good friend of the show, the Surf 420. Would you boys put Thornton or Connolly in the flex position? Connolly.
Yeah, I'd put Conley. I wouldn't start pulling in straight up.
Um, I'm just going to call you the Fuego man. Fuego wants to know if Connolly is at 3, do we go Allen to Connolly instead? Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Yes.
Yeah, if it's between them two, I'd say yes as well. The only Scotia I have besides Turner, who's on the bench, is Jai Richardson. So obviously, because they're bowling first, I'd just like to start Jai. He has a really good record at Optus Stadium. But if you're between an opener that doesn't bowl compared to number 3 that will bowl maybe 2 overs, maybe more, then I'd go with that. And I'm assuming you've read the funny comment that you couldn't keep it in with.
No. It's not this comment because I think big shout out to Placey. He's an absolute legend, but he does go for the Bombers. So I mean, clearly not all there.
How fucking dare you? How dare you? Up the Dons, mate. Up the Dons.
Oh, fuck the Dons. We starting Seifert, lads. Absolutely, Placey, you weapon. Of course we are, mate. Absolutely. Joshy, are we starting
Yeah.
Seifert?
I've had him for weeks. I had him since the fucking 7% own days, mate. It's really hurting me watching him go up in ownership.
My God,
It's
we're
hurting
going to
me.
get demonetized for this 100%.
You know what I say? I cannot fucking wait to watch Joe Richardson absolutely skittle the stumps of Joe Clark and Harper tonight. I cannot wait. It's going to go straight through them. Straight through them.
As always, for our viewers, drink and gamble responsibly. Joshy, this is a question for you, mate.
Here we go.
Okay, we're not answering that.
We're not going to go through the backstory of that, Scoobatron.
No. I'm unsure of Mackenzie now with the Stars batting first. I can get that. I can understand that cause up, but you've got to think second game at the MCG against the Heat. Like, remember, he's not playing one game. He's really not. And the kid can bat.
Yeah. I noticed he was batting in the last Sheffield Shield game for WA. He batted at 7. He didn't have that much success. He made like 22 and then a low score. But when he comes out and makes 42 at a strike rate of 155, it's a little nice bonus when you consider him as the number one spinner in that Stars side with Murray not here. Like, it's a great bonus. I think you just get to
Yeah,
pick him,
absolutely.
honestly. Yeah.
Thomas Jack, I'm tempted to start Harper now that he's at 3. Yeah, I mean, we're all tempted to do silly things in life, mate, but you've got to have strong mental aptitude and not do things like literally that. Placey says, Jai Richardson, a must pick. Not a must pick, but Jesus Christ. When was the last time Jai Richardson was 130K?
And he should be less. He should be
We
a
are
lot
not
less.
getting into that right now. Same with Sean Abbott and Ollie Pope should have DPP, but we'll save that for another day.
And Joe Clark should be about 80K going off last year.
He should be. He should be. Damo, it's so good to see you here, mate. Thank you for Lockie Schultz, and thank you for robbing us of our first round draft pick, which he clearly won. Turner won't bowl, I reckon. No, I completely agree. But
He won't.
Ashton Turner for 70K, like, I think with all the injuries and everything that's going on, we've really forgotten this bloke's pedigree. And yes, he did have a sore rib or whatever it was, but I think you've got to also not just the price, but the environment of the team that he plays in. Like, he just plays in one of the best sides of the competition. He genuinely does. And, I mean, 70K, double coming up, bench, happy to just leave him there. Joshy, I'm fairly sure it's safe to say you don't think Turner will bowl either, do you?
Nah, not with Dorf, not with Ty, not with Richo, not with Connolly, not with Agar, not with all those guys. Like, and Morris as well. I didn't even mention him. There's no chance. Obviously he's captain, so if their over rate's a bit cooked, he might come on with a very rapid over. But other than that, I don't think he bowls.
Absolutely. Right, here's a bit of education for everyone. Fergus McGaffney, quick please, what does loop mean? Loop means if a player is playing early, so someone from the Scorchers team we are going to use as an example. I have Jai Richardson on my bench with the E on him. He plays in literally, 15 odd minutes. If he goes well, scores a 60, a 70, I am going to leave a player that is not playing this round on field. So therefore, I can get Richardson's score into my team total. If Richardson just does nothing or gets injured, whatever, I then swap that not playing player that is on field with my other bench option. So then I do not get Jai Richardson's score. Basically, you get 2 bites at the apple, mate. Joshy, anything else to add on looping?
I won't add anything, but I'll add something that I think, just looking at, I think it's pretty valuable to add to the pod. It looks like this season, at this stage, we have 26% of the comp dead teams because Glenn Maxwell's still in 26.3% of the teams.
That's terrible.
So that's one thing to know. I'm obviously just looking at the live little ownerships of the Stars and Scorchers. That's all I'm going to be looking at. I might quickly read them out just so everyone gets a little gauge. But at the moment, Marcus Stoinis is the most owned player, 71.6%. I think you can probably agree with that, Scoops.
Yep. Because you just got to go there.
Yeah, Bo's up to 46.1%. On the Wednesday pod, I said I can't believe Curran's only in 30%. He's up to 40. He's up to 40.4% now. So he's gone up a lot. Harper, 35%. So a lot of people backing him in. Connolly, 28%. And again, I'll go back to the dead teams. Aaron Hardy, 26.9%. So there's about, by the looks of it, at Maxwell and Hardy, there's over a quarter of the comp there are dead teams at the moment.
Which is absolutely disgusting.
I know, it's horrible. With Hardy and Maxwell in 26%. Yep.
They've brought this, and for Supercoach, they've literally just copied AFL Fantasy. If anyone plays AFL Fantasy, you know the utility position. It's been there for ages. Fantastic addition. And if anyone wants statistical proof, the numbers are dropping off for Supercoach, which is a shame because, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I personally enjoy and like Supercoach more, But adding this flex position in, I mean, like, what?
Yeah,
Just
I agree.
each to their own.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Continuing.
we will move on from Ferg's question.
Absolutely.
Bill, I apologise if I've said this wrong. Bill Weicker. Geez, he looks quite familiar. He looks like Mick Cockring there, actually. Looking very good, Bill. Connolly or Jay Richo, Joshy? Who you going?
Jai.
Jai, I like that. Sorry, I just need to take a photo of this.
What about yourself, you little sexy man, Scuba?
Jesus Christ, that was naughty. I'm definitely going Connolly because it's going to lead into my next question. Rat Dog, I was 100% on Finn Allen. 100%. Purely because it's at Perth. If you watched, and I know it's training, if you watched his training videos, the man was literally launching bombs onto the roof for fun, literally taking the piss. And might be a bit controversial, but potentially Perth's Nets bowlers might be better than the Stars frontline quicks. So I would see him having no issues dispatching them. But when the news came out that Connolly was going to be batting at 3, and it was quoted from Voges saying they want to increase his bowling load, I was all in on that. And obviously he's batting 3 tonight. So the reason why I'm not going with Finn is because I want Cooper Connolly. That's it. Joshy, are you on Finn or not?
I'm not. I haven't been at all. I know that you and Lugs were pretty keen on him, but I think I'm one of those people that I'd say 80-90% I'm going to end up with Finn Allen. And I'm happy to wait that 1 week.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to go much up from that 152K. Even if he has a massive game, he'd probably go 160, 165 at the absolute max. So I'm just happy to have a watch. I told you I had a massive no bat only players policy, and I'm kind of sticking at the moment. And I don't want to spend 152K on a bat only that isn't even on the double yet.
No, I get that, mate. Next question, I'll let you answer this.
Yes. Sutherland, Seifert plus Consus versus Rogers, Harper, and Allen is my dilemma in the next 5 minutes. Well, we've actually got 4 minutes, so let's move this on a bit quickly. Seifert, I think, personally, is the better keeper option. I don't know what Allen that is. Is it Fabian or is it Finn? I'm assuming Finn with the other guys in that thing. I'd probably go Sutherland, Seifert, and Consus. I think a lot of people are going to go Consus. David Warner pretty much locked in that he's going to have that opening spot. Sutherland role looks to be a little bit better now with this Khan news. And I think he was going to bowl 2 overs anyway. Typer has those gloves. Harper, we saw what he did last season. Harper's price isn't that price because of how he went because of how the games he missed last year. Harper is that price because he was shit last year. That is why he's that price. It wasn't lack of opportunity. He had that opening spot in the early rounds and he lost it. He ended up going batting 7, batting 6, and losing the gloves. So I think any option that I'll ever see with Harper, I'll say no against. But it's up to you, Scopes. What are you thinking?
Sutherland, Seifert, Constance versus nah. First option in a heartbeat, Mr. Fuego. Easy. Rod McGrath. Which one? Wildermuth or Renshaw bench spot? Renshaw for me. I know he's not going to bowl, but yeah, Renshaw.
Yeah, out of them two, 1,000,000% Renshaw if you've got the cash. Yeah, 100%.
Game's about to start very soon. Desi Carter, Hawks fan, Edwards or Connolly? I'm on Connolly.
That if you have the cash, I'd go Edwards. Honestly, like I wish I had the cash again, but if you don't, Connolly. But given he's asking the question, probably Edwards.
Yeah, right. Placey wants to know, worth getting Joe Clark in. He sent another comment over Seifert. He allows me to get Richo in, which I want. Nah.
I wouldn't do it.
Oh,
I'm telling you now, Scoops, like Joe Clark against the Scorchers and Heat bowling lineup, he's not going to make much runs. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, no. I mean, it'd be ironic if he took 4 catches and a run out and made 20 off 9, and that'd
If
be
he
a real
does that, if he
boost.
does that, I'm not on the round one review pod. I'm going to be in another country avoiding all the backlash.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be good. Geez, they've got old mate on top of, where is it? At the Wacker, I assume, or Optus Oval, whatever
Yeah,
they
yeah,
call it
Optus.
over there.
They
Just
got that
rocking
same
that in
guy
the
at the.
guitar. Good with him.
He's usually there at the Freo games. That guy doing the
Who
guitar.
watches Freo games, mate?
I do because I'm a Stuttgart advocate, mate.
Actually, you go for Essendon, so you're used to 5K
But
crowds, aren't you?
I think we've run out of time on answering questions, to be honest, unless they involve the next game's not tonight, because Joe Clark's about to fucking face up.
I'll go Edwards, Connolly next week. The Gerbil wants to know over or unders, Joshy. Webster wickets, Connolly runs. I can't repeat the last part of the question.
Webster wickets 1, and I'll go Connolly 20 off 10.
Well, I think that sums everything up. Do you want to stay on for a little bit, or are we calling it there?
I mean, I'm keen to make this a little watch party, but I don't know if everyone's here just to ask questions before round 1.
No, well, there's Jesus Christ, there's 717 of them. Now it's just dropped to 708. If you're keen to
Are
have
you
a little bit of watch,
Are you sure X is live? Are you sure
yes,
that's the live numbers on X right now, not the cumulative?
as I am the executive CEO, who do you think handles our finances, mate? I have to pay Elon a certain percentage of everything we get, and then it trickles down to the little fellas like us. Okay?
Are you ready? This is my live reaction of Dorf taking a wicket of Clark in the first ball.
This is not going to be good.
If Clark's facing the first ball, he is all right. This is my reaction, Scoops. Please take it. He survived it. What's this new fucking scoreboard that I've got going? That's disgusting.
I reckon Fox is behind because they haven't bowled a ball yet.
Oh, because you're a KO, aren't you?
No, I'm on Fox, mate.
All right. Yeah, Charles Evans way ahead of you because Clark's already blocked it.
Has he?
I feel like you need to go Charles 7. Otherwise, this watch party is going to be a bit little fucking disorientated.
Well, Dorf hasn't even bowled. Clark's facing up now.
Mate, Dorf's just bowled his second ball on my screen. You need to go on 7, mate.
Oh, that's terrible. How do I sort this out? If I have to 7, mate. Like, that's what you get around here, people. Pure professionalism.
Are you watching it online? Are you watching internet TV? That's why, mate. I'm on free to wear.
I don't have free to wear, mate.
I know. I'm going to be ahead of you regardless. So if we want to keep doing this, I can go into KO for you. So we're on the same delay.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, he's had a big swing at that outside.
I'll go on KO for you. I'll go on delay for you.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect.
I'll go on delay.
Geez, Dorf's got the Peaky Blinders trim going, doesn't he? Bit interesting. God. Reckons he's fucking Arthur Shelby over here.
I cannot wait to watch Jai take 2 wickets in the second over.
Jeez, I hope Clark makes a globe.
Mate, what are you doing to me, you fuckhead? I'm trying to go into KO. I'm missing like a couple of balls here. Let's see how far behind this is.
Jeez, that's a good one. Like, Berendorf just does not bowl a terrible first over, does he?
Nah. How old is he now? He has to be like a little bit old. Oh, good ball again. Clark,
he's ancient, I reckon.
Mate, I'm telling you, Clark's going to make a 12-ball duck here.
Well, he's
going to make a 12-ball duck. Mate, I'd fucking love that. If anyone's still here, ask questions. If anyone's still here, ask questions if they're not relating to this game, because we're happy to answer them. But at the moment, I think we're just enjoying a bit of a big bash. So, ask away if you got any.
Clark's. He's an interesting talker, isn't he?
I don't have it on volume. I've just got you in my ears, which is a bit depressing. But I mean, comments aren't coming in anymore, so this could like literally just be us two.
Yeah, perfect. That'll be fine. No worries.
Let's. I'm gonna look at the views on YouTube right now. We've got 19, so there's still 19 people looking
Yeah,
for this.
perfect. Wait, Magnus wants to know, what do you reckon Clark will do when he gets out? Probably first plane back to fucking England? I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Well,
If
Dorf
Dorf
just
bowls
bowled
a
a
maiden,
maiden. He bowled a maiden. That's how shit Joe Clark is, mate. A maiden. You know
they are
how rare they
literally
are in
going
the
to be
BBL?
chasing 40.
They're so rare.
Oh, God.
Well, hopefully this is Jai and not Morris. I have a feeling it's going to be Morris, though. I hope it's Jai.
But you're ahead of me, so you can tell me.
No, I'm on Kara now, so I'll be around the same now.
Tommy Jack wants to know, are we still watching the test? Yeah, mate, absolutely. Spot
Finished a
on.
little bit a while ago, Tommy boy. Oh, it's Jai. Jai's got the second over, which is
Here we
awesome.
go.
Come on,
Oh,
Jai. He's up against Rogers, though. I would have liked him up against old mate bloody Clark.
Rogers isn't bad at swinging the old stick. Like, to be fair, I'd much
Yeah.
rather him, like
I'd rather
Richo
Clark.
bowling to Clark. Keep up the
Hopefully-
good work. Team is locked. I reckon I'll use my boosts early as well. Yeah, love that, mate. Love that. Whatever suits you. Play it your way. Easy. 2 maidens in a row. A wicket maiden to be
Hopefully.
nice.
Hopefully.
Kenny says, are people sleeping on Bez? Oh, absolutely.
Nah. I'm not. Like, obviously, I wasn't starting in round 1, but he's one of the first in round 2. Like,
Absolutely. 100%.
I cannot envision myself not having him in round 2. I have to have him.
He is fantastic.
Yeah, he's awesome. I don't know about this, but do you reckon Jai's chucked it on a bit, weight-wise? Since he's like...
He's looking a little like I'm no elite athlete, but he's looking.
I know, yeah, neither am I. I'm not going to say that, but from his prime days, like a couple of years ago, he's looking a little bit beefier than he was. Like, I remember when he first came on the scene, he was this really skinny kid that bowled fucking 145 plus.
Yeah, well, he's literally a dead ringer for Otis of Sex Education.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
Jesus Christ. They get into Rohit Sharma about, maybe tucking into lunch too much. I reckon the old Perth physio might have to go out there to Richo and just tell him to suck it in a bit, because that side view is not doing him any favours.
Oh, no. Well, Clark is on... Clark's facing these last 3 balls of Jai's over. Here we go. He's on a 6-ball duck so far. Let's see what Jai's I can do.
Well, is a maiden still 15 these days?
Yeah, it is. Dorf has literally... He's had 21 points from his first over from just dot balls and a maiden.
Yeah, that's a prick, isn't it? He always does well over there.
Yeah. Here we go. Jai is about to bowl to Clark.
The Sir sent in, how's that? So I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know why he's saying that. Podmasters, our little mate there. Dorf 11% good pod to start. Absolutely.
Yeah,
11%.
agreed.
That's
that is a gem.
It was a seed. 11% though. That's a lot higher than I was expecting, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Did we find out total ownership of Maxi?
When I checked, it was at that 26%, which surely it dropped. Surely there's not over a quarter of the competition not playing. Surely. Have a look now. Maybe double click, swipe up the app or wherever you're on, and just
it's
check
not
100%.
loading for me.
That's probably down again. Well, Jai has 1 ball left and he's 0 for 1 off 5, which is a great start. Honestly, mate, you're right about the early night. Here we go. Jai running in. Yeah! Clark, 9-ball duck, motherfucker. There we go. Jai Richardson.
I still haven't seen it.
Yes!
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And he doesn't even
Oh,
have the gloves, mate. I told you. I told you. Joe Clark, the two best fucking bowling attacks the first two games. I told you.
oh, that's horrible.
Let's go.
That's
All right,
horrible.
I'm gonna have a
Genuinely
look.
horrible.
I'm gonna have a look how many ended up with Joe Clark. In
Surely,
the So all right, in the end, Maxwell finished on 22%. So it's less than a quarter. What happened?
see you next year, boys.
In the end, Maxi ended up 22%. So less than a quarter of the comp, but still not ideal.
Yeah, right.
For Joe Clark, 16.5% of the comp. Compared to Seifert 16.3. So more people went Joe Clark than Seifert. Obviously, there's a lot of cash difference there, but here we go. Sammy Harper is now in. We've
This
also
is
got
big.
Tommy Rogers as well.
Like, this is
No,
huge.
no, this is bigger than Clark. Tom Rogers. Sorry, not Tom Rogers. Harper's in 38% scoops. This is bigger. This is massive.
I was so dubious. Like, is he gonna play or?
I know. But yeah, Joe Clark getting out for a duck without the gloves is fucking bad for anyone that has them. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. I
fucking
mean, I
bad.
know obviously they've got another game, but still.
I know, but it's against the fucking reigning champs. Like, what's he
Yeah,
gonna
but
make? What's
still.
he gonna make a bit? Like, look at Bartlett with the new ball. Bartlett might be one of the best new ballers in the country. Like, do you see him against Pakistan?
But he's definitely in the conversation. 100%.
Yeah. So I don't
Oh.
know. I don't know if it's my internet, yours, but you're frozen for me. I can hear you, but you're frozen. Am I frozen for you? I don't know if everyone can hear me or if Nath is gone, but I think we've lost Nath, or you've lost me. So if someone can quickly comment in the chat who we've lost, if it's me, if it's Scoobs, that'd be awesome. Because I don't know who's gone. I think it might be Scoobs, just because I can still see the sir saying Nath, your camera is cooked. But yeah, if someone could please quickly say, yep, Nath is gone. Righto. So it looks like it's just me and you guys. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, it looks like it's just me and you. I'm gonna call Scoops because he tried to call me, and it ruined my little thing. Um, all of you can hear this with me. What happened?
I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
What? You're still on the pod, by the way. Everyone can hear you.
What?
Yeah, no. You're on the phone. I'm on the phone with you. Everyone can hear you because I put you in speaker. I'm still in here. You're gone.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Laptop was
To yourself.
genuinely just went black screen. So maybe it didn't like our comments on Sammy Harper.
Maybe not. Well, I'm happy to leave the studio. I can sign off if you want.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Can you end the stream, please?
I will. I will.
And
Alright.
thank all 700 of them for joining in.
Alright, I sure will.
Thanks, mate. And thank you to all the viewers. Have a wonderful night. And long live the king, Matty Sean.
Shut up, you idiot. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsor, Honeyball. If you want to check out his content, he's got articles, podcasts, and a lot of people that contribute to his page. He does really well. Follow him on Twitter, and you'll be able to see a lot of pretty quick updates as well on all the news. Follow me on X, JG underscore SC Hub. I believe Scoobs is Scobie underscore SC Hub. And yeah, enjoy the first round of BBL Supercoach. It's finally here. Jai's steaming in at the moment against Sam Halper. I wish he took a poll then because I would have taken my pants off again and the sir would have been a little bit excited. But enjoy your night. And thank you for listening. It's been really good. We're going to be doing a bit of content during the season. So, yeah, enjoy your night and good luck this season. See you later.